You're welcome to this module. In this module, we're going to be looking at copywriting techniques. We're looking at the techniques you can use in copywriting to create better and more powerful copies. And the very first one we're going to be looking at two. We're looking at PAS and FAB. So these are acronyms for something. So we're looking at both of them and be looking at how we can apply them to ensure that our copies are much more effective. The first one we're looking at is PAS. Now, the full meaning of PAS is problem, agitate, solution. Now, so PAS simply stands for problem, agitate, solution. And this is a persuasive writing technique that we use to grab people's attention. Now, I might have talked about this in the previous models that we've talked about, but I'll just be expatiating more on just these particular ones: problem, agitate, and solution. Now, from the word or from the meaning, you should be able to have an understanding of what I'll be explaining in this particular part. So when we say problem, so that means a problem that a person has agitates. We say to agitate something, that means to make that thing much more fearful. For example, let's say somebody is scared of the dark. If you want to agitate that, you make the person more fearful of that particular thing. You get, then the next thing is now solution. So solution would the solution is going to be applied better when the person is more fearful. For example, now if you go to the hospital and let's say you just have a minor headache and the doctor comes to you and is looking all sad and is looking like, this problem you're having is very big. Oh, the last person that had this problem almost died. Now you had normal headache, but because of the way the doctor is now saying it, you start to get more agitated. When he gives you the solution, you like most time you won't say, it's too expensive, is this one. You buy it straight, like you want the solution right away. Why? Because of you are agitated already. It's like when you are injured and somebody decides to press the injury, it's more painful. When the person now gives you a solution, you want to get the solution fast because you want the pain to go away. So this is a technique that we use in copywriting. So it guides your audience towards a solution, often leading to a purchase or desired action. So let's look at how we can go about it. Let's look at the breakdown. The very first one we have is problem. Now, start by identifying and stating the problem your audience face. Now, they know that they have problems. In your copy, you're talking to your audience. You know the problem your audience have. Your audience also know the problem that they have, but you still want to mention the problem to them. You want to mention it again to them so that they know that you know that they have the problem, and also so that they remember. Because some people have problem, and most times they just go through the day without really remembering it. So you want to bring their mind back to it. You have this problem, oh, you get. So this helps to immediately engage the reader by addressing something that they care about or they are struggling with. For example, not having money as a student. So there are many students that are currently broke, they don't have money, but yes, they know that they have this problem. But when they see let's say they see a content that's addressing that particular problem and is actually telling them that they don't have money, it's number one, makes them remember that yes, I have this problem. It also makes them engage with it. See, there is somebody that see a problem that would not want to solve it, especially when they see somebody talking about the problem and they have a feeling this person can actually help them to solve it. They want to listen more. So it is a technique that you can use to make your copy much more powerful. Instead of just saying, my product is going to do this for you, you first of all identify the problem that not having your product can do. You get me? So like for example, let's say I want to sell a copywriting course to a business owner. I would not just say this course is very good, this course is very nice. I would first of all talk about the fact that you're spending so money on adverts and you're not converting because of you are not using the right copy. People just come across your post and the kind of content you use is generic content. You're just downloading content from ChatGPT, and people know when your content is not genuine. So instead of wasting money on adverts, why don't you write good copy that you'll be spending half of what you are spending on your advert and you still be getting more conversion? So I would list out the problem they're having, not getting conversion and spending too much. When I talk about more of their problem, they want to listen to me more. I don't need to tell them to buy the course, or I'll still tell them to buy the course, but instead of all of that, I'll first of all talk about the problem that they are having, right? And the next thing is now agitate. Now, once the problem is identified, you agitate it by digging into the pain or discomfort that it actually causes. Now, you have talked about the problem. The next thing you now want to agitate on it is like when somebody is struggling with something and you decide to now talk more on that particular thing and start to talk more about the disadvantages that thing can cause. For example, if you are running adverts, you're not making money, you would end up start to make loss. It's going to be making you feel bad. Imagine you spend 10,000 on advert, you go to sleep at night. Even when you're sleeping, you'll be checking your phone every single time, check your message, nobody has sent you a DM. It's making your heart not really feel okay. Even the next day when you're trying to work, you don't feel energized to work. And what am I doing there? I'm creating a picture whereby this pain that you're already struggling with, I'm making it more complicated. So the goal is to make the reader feel the urgency to resolve the issue. For example, not meeting up with deadlines, not eating well, can't have a girlfriend. So, for example, now if you don't have money, you cannot have a girlfriend, and your friends have girlfriends. You are the only person that is single. How are you coping? You are not eating well because you don't have money. Yes, your problem is that you don't have money. But when I want to agitate on it, I'll look for the disadvantage of that. So let's say because you don't have money, you've not filled your gas, you're not eating well, you are trekking to school every single day. What am I doing there? I'm complicating the problem that the person is having. So the person starts to like the person wants to get a solution as fast as possible, right? And when I do all of these things, the next thing I want to give him is the solution. Now, after the problem is fully agitated, you now present the solution. So this is where the product, the service, or the idea you're promoting now comes into play. So you don't start by telling them come and buy this thing. You start by first of all giving them the problem, then agitating the problem, then giving them the solution. So the solution should directly address the problem and offer relief or benefit. So when you're giving the solution, before you even mention the name of the product, tell them exactly how it would remove the pain, right? Like if you go to a pharmacy now and they ask you, how are you feeling? How is this? How is this? When you explain everything to them, they give you the solution and tell you that when you use this thing, under 2 hours, your headache is going to go. After 2 hours, you're going to start to feel much more okay. You start to get your appetite back. What are they saying? They're not telling you this product is the best in town. No, they're telling you that when you use this product, all of these things you are struggling with will start to get will start to disappear. So when I want to tell you the benefit of buying my program, I would now start telling you if you have money now, you can take care of yourself, you can get a girlfriend, you can eat well, you can fill your gas, you can even have money to even take care of other students because you are much more okay. You can even send money to your house. What am I doing? I am now sharing the benefit of the product, how it can relieve you. You get, so you can see the examples that actually made here. So this is a technique. It is not how you approach every single copy, but it is a technique you can use. There are many other techniques that we'll also be explaining, but this is one of the powerful techniques you can use if you want to sell. You address the problem, or you state a particular problem that they're currently facing. You agitate on that problem and you offer them the solution. Get, and when you do everything like this, you will be able to convert better, right? And the next one that we have is FAS. So the first one we talked about is PAS, that is problem agitate solution, and the next one that we have is FAS. So this is FA. Okay, it should be FAB, not FAS. So this is a typo error. FAB, and the full name of this is Futures, Advantage, and Benefit. FAB, Futures, Advantage, and Benefit. Now, this is another technique you can also use to get more conversion. Now, it's a technique you use to clearly communicate the value of a product or service by breaking down what it offers. Now, this technique is mostly used by iPhone. If you check iPhone, most time they use this. iPhone will not tell you about problem as a solution, but they tell you the features and the benefit of their phone. So let's see how you can go about it. Let's just start with the first one, which is features. Now, features are the factual attributes of the product or service. So this is the attribute of that particular product. They describe what the product is or what it has. An example of this is when they tell you that this smartphone have 12 megapixel, or this smartphone has so. Now, sometimes you may not even understand what they are saying, but because of they are telling you these things, it makes you feel like this thing is very important. So features are, you are just listing out the attribute of the product. For example, if I want to set the program, I can tell you that this program is happening live on Telegram. Number two, it is recorded. Number three, it is this, this is. What am I doing? I'm not telling you that it is powerful. I'm not telling you that to help you. I'm telling you the attributes, the features of that particular product. You get? Then the next one you now have is you now tell them the advantage of the product. So this explains why the features are important and how they stand out. So when I tell you that it is recorded, I tell you it is recorded, and then when I want to tell you about the advantage, I want to say it is recorded because we know that you are a student and you may not always have time. In case you miss a session, you can always come back to it later. What have I done there? I've told you the features and I've also told you the advantage of their features. So they focus on what make the feature stand out or what make it useful. right? Then let's use the example of this one. So we said this smartphone have a 12 megapixel. Then here we cannot say the 12 megapixel camera allows you to take crisp, high resolution photos even in low light. What have we done there? We have talked about the future, and then we have now showed you why the future is useful, the advantage of the future. You get? So this is making you feel like, okay, yes, this is actually very useful for me. Then the next thing we now want to do is show you the benefit. So we have said everything. They will now show you the benefits of that particular thing. So this is where you highlight the direct positive outcome for the user. So benefits focus on how the future will improve the user's life or solve their problem. So you've told them the futures and the advantage. We now want to tell them the benefit. This is where you're not actually telling them what exactly it's going to do for them, how it's going to help them. So for the course, I'll tell you, okay, I can now start going back to how the course can help them to make more money with the futures and every other thing that is listed there. You get, I can now start talking about, okay, it's a live session whereby you'll be able to ask questions. It's not a recorded thing. Like, you'll be able to speak with the teacher, and you can learn more about how you can make money. You can even get practical session so you can apply it and make money for yourself. So I'm telling you how that program would actually help you. So example here, we said with the high quality camera, you'll be able to take clear pictures that people will always want to borrow your phone. So can you see how we have linked everything together from the futures down to the advantage and now to the benefits? So this is another technique you can use in your copy. Now, when you understand all of these techniques, you can always find a way to use them interchangeably. So you can take one from here, put this one and put this one. What are you doing? You are just looking for, how do I fit it into the particular product? Because there are different kind of products. If you want to sell a phone, you most times don't want to use a problem agitator solution. You might want to use this FAB. If you want to sell a skincare product, you might want to use the PAS. You get to, depending on the product you want to sell, you know the kind of technique to follow. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next module.